Whew. I don't want this to sound like I'm flirting with you, but one of the most elegant, one of the most beautiful voices, a great spirit, a great person, inside and out, complete package. Miss Susan Hickman joins us on Sounds Like Texas tonight. Susan, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, happy to have you here. Fresh, you were here recently with your boys, and that was so fun. And so many people asked me about. They were like, "Who is that band you had in there the other night?" I was like, Who are you talking about?" And they're like, "Well, I have the girl, and I think Jason Allen. Is it Jason's new band?" I said, "So that's they're not a group, but a lot of people thought y'all should be a group one day."
That is cool.
That is awesome. Y'all sounded great. That's fantastic. By the way, you can watch the Grit and Glory performance on YouTube now. Texas Country Network, Zach United. Miss Susan, though, it's always good to see you. You always make me smile. Whether I see your pose, there's something about you. When I see you, I'm like, I get a good feeling. Today, you brought gifts.
I did.
Which is always awesome. And she walked in and she's like, you're a Cowboys fan, right? And I was like, yeah, I'm a Dallas fan. And I got this sweet Susan Hickman, nice leather tumbler in Cowboys colors. So I want to say thank you for that.
Quite welcome.
Since the last time we were here, you went on The Voice.
I did.
And I'll be honest with you. You plugged during that chat to watch on whatever night it was the next night, and I watched, and you weren't on there. I had to wait a whole nother week.
Yeah, so they don't tell us exactly which one we're going to be on.
Right.
So it's like, okay, here's the premiere.
Yeah.
Okay, here's this week. We kind of get some hints on what it might be, but we don't really know until you know.
Have you ever done any kind of competition like that before?
I've never gotten to that point in a competition before. I did Nashville Star years and years ago. I was still a teenager, and then I've done American Idol a couple of times, and then I've done The Voice a lot actually, and I've just never gotten to that particular point.
Was that not your first time on The Voice?
It was the first time on TV. It was the first time on TV for any of the competitions.
So how much like of a dog and pony show do you have to go through? How many months before?
A lot. And the thing about it is, like, it is interesting to people who have never been either in the industry or let alone like on a television show like that. It does seem like you're jumping through all kinds of hoops, but like the experience was invaluable, and they were the best people to work with.
That's awesome.
They were fantastic. It was an experience, though. It was crazy. It was months and months and months and months of planning. So by the time that you actually did see it on television, I had been going through that whole process for like over a year.
That's so wild.
Yeah.
And I know you were a little like almost even hesitant when we were talking about it to mention it, and it's like I'm sure they had her sign some contract or something that she couldn't do. So that you're not on The Voice this season, but I always feel, and I know we've got friends that have won that show, but I always am kind of rooting for my friends to not win. Does that make sense? I feel like that Carrie Underwood thing sticks in my mind from American Idol, her first deal, right? And I'm like, man, that was a decade of her being forced, to do that.
Sure.
And it's like, I mean, for me, and maybe I don't know, but it's like you have a very successful group of followers. You've got tens of thousands of people, I think over 50,000 on one of your accounts, So, I mean, you seem to be doing good on your own. You got your album funded when you did your crowdfunding, which is a hard thing to do. That's not easy to do.
No, it's not. It's not at all.
And you were able to accomplish all those things. So what made you, I mean, after all these times, after doing it however many times you've done it, what made you really want to go back? I mean...
Well, I had auditioned for like every time that they would either come to town, like I would audition. Sometimes I went to other cities and stuff like that, if I knew that, I could get in for an audition. And when it kind of like one time I didn't go, and I was like, man, I should just keep doing it. And it's not like I'm chasing a competition or chasing a, this or that, or what, if I think that, sure, could it change my life forever? Sure, of course. But for me, it's more of like just challenging myself to do something different. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's free promotion. You know, whether or not, like, you know, I had my blind audition a little over a week ago that aired on television, and I did not get a chair turn, and it's fine. You know, like, unless you have been in that situation, if unless you've been in that position, and it's there's a lot of like, I could probably like feel like if I was a person standing next to me, I could probably feel the radiation coming off my
Mm.
body. You know, it was stressful. It was a stressful time in my life too, because you know, being away from home, the hurricane had just happened. My parents are without power. Our, you know, the venue that Leo plays at, my husband, was like sunk, and that's where we were gonna have our wedding, and like
Mm.
just all kinds of things that were like around this whole situation. And just there in the moment, and just all the thoughts, and I was very like, I was in the moment, and it's almost like I floated out of my body and just like was watching myself going, man, like you're here, and like it just a lot of weird thoughts were happening. And I think that I was prepared, and I was 100,000% prepared for what happened, and I don't think I could have prepared any more for it. And if anything, I probably over prepared and psyched myself completely out.
Yeah.
It's just a different thing. Like, I'm used to going on stage and people there, you know, like either I know them or I don't, but it's like I have a chance to win these people over. Like, it's not a, oh, you're never going to come to my show again type of. It's not like that situation. It's like
Yeah,
it's so different.
It is very different, you
Yeah.
know, and it's almost like, I don't know. I definitely watch those shows. My mom is a fan of all those shows that you've tried out for. But it's like being a music industry person. I'm like, man, what are these artists really like? You know, like
Right.
what did they make them for this clip on TV? And what do they really sound like? You know, so I don't know. I've had friends that have won those shows, and then I've had people that, you know, have been on shows, and some of those hosts that didn't turn around, they made them cry, you know.
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, I would have obviously been on Team Susan Hickman if you would have won. I would have continued to watch, but I don't know. I'm thankful that you're just back and you're not having to do all of that. Although I did hear from Sundance once that he got a really cool guitar from Blake Shelton. So I mean, I don't know who would have been your coach. Who would you have wanted to be your coach?
I wanted either Michael or Kelsey.
Yeah.
I think Michael Bublé is like one of the most talented individuals. Like,
He
ever.
seems to have the best ear too out of all
Mhm.
those people.
And he was so kind. Well, they were all really kind. They were all very sweet. You know, like, obviously everything gets edited down for television.
Yeah.
But they all had very good things and very constructive things and very just like cool banter back and forth. So I do appreciate that. But yeah, everybody was super cool.
Now the real question I want to know: how was the catering there?
It was actually really good. It was really good. It was delicious. Yeah.
I bet it was with Michael Bublé eating it. You know what I mean?
They took care of us.
I bet you had lobster and caviar and.
Well, we didn't have quite that fancy, but we had some pretty good sandwiches.
Susan Hickman is our guest this week on Sounds Like Texas. She definitely does. And I also wanted to talk to you. You mentioned Leo. I think since the last time I actually had a sit-down visit with you, you did recently get married, right?
We did. Yeah, we got married in October.
Oh, okay. I was hoping you weren't going to say, well, yeah, it was like 2 years ago. I'm like, oh, man.
No, yeah.
It seems recent.
Yeah, we got married in October after, you know, I got back from filming and all of that kind of stuff. And that's the thing, too. If I would have continued to keep on filming,
Yeah.
I would have gotten back 2 days before the wedding.
Oh.
So, like, there was a whole, like, situation, like, are we going to have to postpone the wedding? Like, all of those things were on the table. So, but we had a wonderful wedding at the barge in the yard. We had probably, I don't know, 400 people. We only had like 150 RSVPs. There's so many people at our wedding. But it was amazing.
That's awesome. Well,
was
congratulations on that. And I wanted to kind of talk to you. When I saw you walk in the building today, you're like, it's so cold out here. And I kind of get the vibe from following you online that me and you are similar and that we're both warm weather people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'd rather like have a beach day than have a snow day.
Yes.
What do you do when it's, And people who are listening in places where it actually really does get cold, they're like, it's 25 degrees in Houston. That's nothing.
No,
But what do you do when it gets this cold outside? What do you and Leo do?
I mean, if I don't have to be out and about, I am snuggled up in a blanket in my pajamas, with my dog, and like we'll watch a movie, light a fire in the fireplace.
Yeah.
And that's epic.
What's the best movie that you've seen recently that you can think of? Like if you had to recommend me to watch something.
Oh man, we saw. Well, we watch a lot of series.
Oh, I see. I'm not a series person.
Really?
I don't like it.
We watched them. Man, I can't even think of. We watched that one with what's her name that's married to Keith Urban. Oh, Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman?
That was bizarre. It was kind of like a murder mystery, like rich people. And it was a limited series, so that's technically a long movie.
Yeah. It's like a 10-hour movie.
Yeah. That was interesting. That I can't remember what it was called.
I think I know what you're talking about, though.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't canceled mine yet, my Netflix. Every time I think I'm going to, like, my kid will get into something at that point. She's like, no, don't do that. I want to keep watching this. And then by the time she's like, you can cancel it again. I'm into something, So.
My best friend, she's been trying to turn me on to Ted Lasso.
I have yet to watch that. I've heard about it. A lot of people have asked me to watch that.
The clips that I've seen of it, like, they're awesome. Yeah. But I haven't watched, like, the whole thing yet. I've watched, like, 20 minutes of one episode. I'm like, okay, I'll get into this.
Yeah, man. If we weren't doing this interview in 25-degree weather in Houston, where would you want to be doing this interview right now?
Ooh.
Do you ever do any of those, like, cruises and stuff? Do you ever, like, go on those things?
Pauline Reese, actually, she just, like, we just did a show together a couple weeks ago, and she was saying that, she's like, I need to get you on one of our Texas music cruises. I was like, yes, hello. Yeah. We've been talking, back and forth about, like, her come to my side of Texas, and then me go to her side of Texas, just, like, team up for some shows. That would be really cool.
Show swap.
Yeah, exactly.
I dig it.
Cruises are fun.
I've never been on a cruise.
You haven't?
Never.
Maybe don't go in January, because I feel like January, February, like, the seas are pretty rough.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been out of the country. I don't have a passport.
Crazy. You've never had a passport?
I don't even have a driver's license.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
You don't?
I don't.
What?
I don't have a driver's license.
You need a passport just so you have it. So at any given moment, you'd be like, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really want to go anywhere, though.
So I got, a couple years ago, I got to go play in the Maldives.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
With my, with like a bunch of my skydiving friends, we did what's called like a boogie. And so a friend of mine puts on these exotic boogies, and like they do them all over the world. I've been to a couple of them, and a bunch of us figured out that we play music, and so we kind of started an exotic band, and it was really, really cool. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
You skydive?
I do skydive.
Are you an adrenaline junkie?
No, I don't think I am, but I think it's more peaceful in the fact that it's like it keeps my attention.
Interesting.
I haven't been in a while. When I was doing The Voice, they did a lot of my story around my skydiving and stuff like that, because it's like the only thing other than music that has been able to kind of keep my attention.
I don't think I could do it. You'd have to push me out that thing, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
No way. Susan Hickman, my guest tonight, visiting with us about her time recently on The Voice. You've got big rodeo shows coming up.
I do.
I want to talk about that, but maybe you could play a song for us first, and then we'll talk about rodeo afterwards.
Sure. Let's do that.
What song are you going to do?
Let's do, you want an old one or a new one?
I want one that you want to play and tell me about. What one do you want people to hear? I mean, this is about you. It's not about me.
It is about me, right? Well, it's about you too. It is your show. Let's do Moth to a Flame. This is the first song that you, I think, ever played.
I love that you posted that memory the other day. That was so cool, man. That somebody had taken a picture of the first time that I played this song or one of the first times I played it on the radio here at this radio station when it was called something else. But yeah, that's so cool that you remember that, and that we have proof of it too.
We have proof.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just have the stories and just hope people believe us.
So refresh everyone's memory about Moth to a Flame. Real quick, give me a little background on it and then play it.
So I had this song out in 2015, and I basically like promoted it myself. Like it was crazy. I was like, man, I don't have the money for a radio promoter right now, and let me just see if I can do it myself. I did. It was like a full-time job on top of the other full-time jobs that I have with music. But it's one of my favorite songs that I've written, and I loved it so much I put it on my last record that came out in 2020. So it's everywhere. It's Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere you get your music on your phone.
Susan Hickman, Sounds Like Texas.
Should listen to what the people say. When it came to you, you waltzed right in, then you wrecked me. I took the bait like a child. You said all the right things. No, I never meant to fall. I was drawn to you despite your game. Like a moth to the flame. You said it was hard to let your guard down. Well, it was hard for me too. Swore I'd never love another. Oh, no, no. Then along came you. You said all the right things. No, I never meant to fall. I was drawn to you despite your game. Like a moth to the flame. I could have been everything you needed if you would just let me in. I hope you're happy in the bed you used to lay. Oh, but it still smells like me. You said all the right things. No, I never meant to fall. I was drawn to you despite your game. Like a moth to the flame. I was blinded, I would have taken your name. Like a moth to the flame. To the flame.
Susan Hickman, Sounds Like Texas. I love your voice so much. I also love that. I'm not a musician, but I don't know if it's the riff or what, but that tone that was in the sound of the guitar there, like it just is a little different. I love it. Moth to a Flame, Susan Hickman. That one has some memories for you and I, but I'd like to get you to play some new one new one at least before you get out of here.
Sure.
But we've got the rodeo show coming up.
Yeah.
It seems like the last few years you play rodeo all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that. So
Yeah,
are you excited?
I love Rodeo Houston. They have been so good to me there, and
Yeah.
it's cool to like see like the progression of like where I started and like the different stages, and now I'm on the hideout stage for the last couple years, which, I mean, I remember like going to the hideout when I was like really young and going, man, this is so cool. If I
Yeah.
could just play here.
Yeah.
So the first time I ever got a call to do that, like Mike Williams, like he's the best. And I was like, little old me, really?
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a blast. So we'll be there March 4th, opening day of Rodeo, right after Reba. So we'll start about
So
10:15.
cool.
Yeah.
Such a good night for you to play. I'm happy for you. What's your favorite thing to eat when you go to rodeo?
Turkey legs.
Really?
Turkey legs. I can't get enough of them. I mean, one year, like I brought a cooler. So
And stocked it full of turkey legs?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did you have to wheel it around the whole time?
No, this was like on the way out. So like as everything was closing, I was like, "Give me all you got."
It's not her first rodeo, y'all.
Yeah.
She waited till the end to do that. I
The
love
last day
it.
rodeo last year, I was like, "Give me all you got."
That's awesome. That is so cool. I tried the pickle pizza last year. Have you had the pickle
Ooh,
pizza?
No, but I love pickles.
It's not. I like pickles and pizza, but I don't like them
Oh, really?
together. I
Yeah.
probably shouldn't be saying that, but I wasn't a pickle pizza fan. I had the pickle pizza too on the stick, and then I also had the pickle pizza pie.
Oh my gosh.
I just really like saying pickle pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. March 4th, the Reba Day, Miss Susan Hickman will also be playing the Hideout. I love that for you. It seems so fitting, too, that you're just a staple now out there at rodeo, during rodeo, I love that. I love that for you.
Yeah, they've definitely been good to me. And we'll be at all 3 days of cook-off. We'll be there, too, at the Lone Star Cowboy Cookers.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'll be floating around trying to go see everybody.
Yeah, you should definitely. Maybe I'll swap a wristband with you or two. You can sneak
Yeah.
me in, and I'll
Come
sneak
on.
you in. Yeah, I love
Gotcha.
that. What is to you, Susan? What does it mean to you to be an artist representing Texas in country music and to be one of the leading females, in my opinion, in Texas doing so, and have been for quite a while?
It's such an honor, like, especially to see, like, you mentioned, female artists and all that kind of stuff. Like, I have so many female heroes and that are from Texas. Like, I love Miranda Lambert and I love Sunny Sweeney and I love, Kelly Clarkson. She's from Texas. It means a lot, and I feel like there's quite a bit of pressure to fill those shoes, and I feel like as long as I'm walking in my own shoes, I'm making my own story and making my own mark. Maybe a gal that's just kind of coming up on the scene. Maybe they can reach out, and maybe I can give advice, and maybe I can tell them who to talk to or who to stay away from, or
Right.
But it does mean a lot. It is very big shoes to fill for sure. But it's cool. It's cool, like looking over all the venues that I've played, and there's certain ones that I've played in my career that, like, I was the first ever female to ever play there. And I'm like, and that's a weird moment. That's like, oh, okay, all right, but
It's like it's cool, but it's kind of not cool too. There should have been.
Well, yeah, for sure. Like I remember. I think I don't even know if I was 20 years old yet, and I had a CD release party at formerly Big Texas in spring.
Yeah.
And I remember talking to Robert. They're like, I don't think we've ever had a girl here. We've never had a girl here ever, other than maybe a girl in the band or something like that, but not a female fronted act. And I was like, okay. And then I started hearing that more and more and more, and so that's why like I really like I build up all my friends in the industry that are that I just freaking love, but the girls, if I can help a girl like get into a venue or put a good word in,
And I see you doing that.
Oh,
That's not just something that's coming out of her mouth. I've seen you do that on multiple occasions for young ladies that are, at different points in their careers and maybe just starting out. And I love to see that. And I think you're a great role model for these young women. I have a 13-year-old daughter, and I know how, tough that it can be for young ladies to have somebody to look up to, and, to inspire them to dream bigger, right? And I think that you do that, Susan. I mean that, and I appreciate it. And I think, on behalf of, everybody who should be, thank you for walking the walk and talking the talk and just doing things the right way. I think you're a great example of what it means to be You just embody Texas and elegance. Like I said, I don't know if I said that earlier, but you're so classy and elegant and
You're gonna make me blush
polished.
or cry.
Oh goodness, I don't want you to cry. I don't want to be that guy. But I just I love that, and I think that it's needed, and obviously we want to see that continue to inspire the next, and it doesn't go unnoticed. I mean, I see it. I just want to validate that for you. So
Thank you.
absolutely. Again, Susan Hickman, my guest tonight. I love that you came by. I love that I've seen you twice now in the past month. I really could. I could talk to you all day, but I want to get you to play one more song. And we've got Grit and Glory. We've got Moth to a Flame now. What's another one that you would like me to share, not just on the radio show, but maybe like on YouTube or something like that I could do for you?
Rewind.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Yeah, Rewind is good. Save Me is good. I love that. It's like a kind of like a power ballad.
Which one do you want to do?
Like.
You tell me. I mean, I'm down for whichever one.
Either one.
I like them both. Power ballads are fun.
Do you want me to?
Is it a different tuning?
No, I just got to put a capo on.
Oh.
And maybe.
You can do whatever you want.
I'll do Rewind. Rewind is fun. And I had this song out in 2020, like as the world was collapsing.
Yeah. Man. It's so crazy now to think that was 5 years ago.
I know. It doesn't even seem possible.
It seems like a year ago or something, right? Like, I feel like I got stuck there for a little bit.
I was in Paris when, and I was calling my mom because I was touring around, playing music and stuff. And I called my mom and she's like, "You need to come home." And it was February of 2020. And I was like, "What's going on?" I didn't have a really great cell service. And she's like, "You need to come home. Like there's a pandemic and they don't know what it is." And I came home. I went a couple more places, came home, then went out of the country one more time. And by the time that I got back, it was like shut down. And the only reason why I came back when I did is because I had a rodeo date. Yeah. So. Yeah.
What's your favorite place that you have traveled to and got to play music worldwide?
Well, I said the Maldives earlier. That was really freaking cool.
Maldives, Paris, rock star.
Probably like one of I know Switzerland was awesome. Switzerland was really cool.
I've only heard of these places, Susan.
Hey, get your passport and you can come with us. Seriously, that'd be so much fun. Because Switzerland was amazing. Germany was amazing. And I played in Crepon, France one time for a really cool, huge festival. Like a 3-day festival. Like Ray Wiley Hubbard was there, Robert Earl Keen, the Rascals.
That's so cool.
Daryl Singletary, like way
nice.
Back yeah, it was a really cool. Yeah, but I have a lot of favorites. I can't just pick one.
I hear you.
All right, let's do Rewind. People say, live and let live, it's a way to let your worries go. I know tomorrow is coming fast, I've got to hurry. I'm running out of gas. If I let the wind carry me away, will my mind erase all my burdens today? It's hard to focus when I'm so far behind. Emotions I shout so loudly in my mind. I need to rewind. I need to rewind. I need to rewind. I need to rewind. If I let the wind carry me away, will my mind erase all my burdens today? It's hard to focus when you're so far behind. Emotions are shouting so loudly in my mind. I need to rewind. I need to rewind.
Susan Hickman, Sounds Like Texas. It's an honor, it's a pleasure, it's an absolute privilege to have you in studio tonight, ma'am.
Likewise, my friend.
I appreciate it. She's a grinder, y'all. You've got over 200 opportunities a year to go see Susan Hickman. She is a member or a part of the cast of season 27 on The Voice.
On The Voice. Shout out to all my friends that are on there right now. Like, they're just killing it.
Nice.
I made so many amazing friends.
That's really cool. That's awesome. And you said the catering was good.
Catering was good.
I love that. Best catering I've ever had was Jelly Rolls catering, actually. Imagine that. Yeah. I've had some wild times with Jelly Roll. He's fed me some of the best chicken marsala I've ever had in my life.
Ooh.
And then I did Casamigos shots with him on a Tuesday at like 7 a.m.
That's one of my favorite tequilas.
I don't recommend it that early on a Tuesday.
Right?
Yeah, so let's, again, Susan Hickman is my featured artist this week. Make sure you're following Susan if you haven't already. She's on all social platforms at Susan Hickman Music. She just played Rewind. That song, it's out. It's available. She's also got a great new song that a lot of people have been reaching out to me about with her friends in the 4 Sixes, Grit and Glory. Is that a band group? What is that? It's like a super group almost.
It is a collaborative effort, if you will. So we're Chip Oliphant, Jason Allen, and myself. We are the 3 flagship artists of the brand, the 4 Sixes, Grit and Glory. So they have the beer and seltzer and like hard cocktails and that kind of stuff. So yeah, and then they've gotten a couple of other artists, Pauline Reese being one of them. They brought her on last year. And but we got together and we collaborated on this song. Chip ended up writing the song. We talked for a couple months about us writing all 3 together, and our schedules are so crazy. So he sat down and he did the work, and we got in the studio and banged it out, and it's so fun. It's just an anthem for the cowboy cowgirl lifestyle, especially in Texas. Like, we're very like Texas pride, and we work hard and family values and all that kind of stuff. It's just like, get out and do the things and live your life.
Yeah, it's an awesome song. It'll fire you up, dude. It'll fill you with Texas pride and spirit. Go check it out. We've actually got them performing it, her and Chip Oliphant and Jason Allen on our YouTube. It's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome that we have that. Everybody has loved that song. Everybody has asked me about it. So
that's so cool. I love hearing feedback.
Yeah, that's good. I just want to say thanks again for coming, Susan. You always have a platform here, and I'll help you in any way I can, from now until I'm no longer able to do that. I really appreciate it, though, and I want you to know I mean everything that I said today, and I think you're one of the best voices that we have in Texas from a female standpoint. Sunny, Miranda, those girls obviously in that same group too, but when people ask me about female singers from Texas, you always are one of the first to come to mind. So
well, I appreciate that
it's a pleasure to have you here, and doors always open.
Thank you, sir. Love you.
Thank you. Love you. See ya.